And we are live. Oh my god. The day has finally come. I am officially live, and this is utterly amazing. Of course, I'm going to give it a few minutes for people to start rolling in. Hi, Kevin. Wow. I can't believe this is happening. Yay. So yeah, we'll give this a few minutes for people to start rolling in. I know I hit it at 8 o'clock on the dot, so some people still need their time. But yes, we're gonna have a blast on this chat. I've got a bunch of news lined up that because this week has just been kind of crazy, and all that stuff. So we're gonna go through that a little bit. Hi, Sean. Yeah. How are y'all doing tonight so far? I say tonight, I'm still in the evening. It's weird. Hi, Lost Toy Box. This is exciting. I have people rolling into the chat. Thank you, Lord Akira. So much fun. Yeah, that's the thing. I'm already having a blast, and we're a minute in. How's everyone's evening so far? Let's get this chat going. Ooh, but yes, as you all know, Gargoyle Nation, I am SDCC, your one and forever host for this channel. Just finish. Yeah, Sean, I know who you are. I'm bad with names, but I think it's been long enough. Thanks to the S8 chat and everything. For those of you not in the know, S8 was a website. I think it's still going, at least the postings, not so much the active chat, but us Gargoyles fans would go in there and actively chat. Like, we had our own little chat room. It was fun. That's how I met so many fans prior to going to like my very first gathering in Montreal. So yeah, should we start with the news? I mean, it's already been a couple minutes. Yeah, I don't want this waiting period to drag on. So you know what? We're just going to get started with the news. So I wasn't lucky enough to go to SDCC, but I know, many people were, and thankfully for them, they were posting all the pictures of everything they were seeing. So yeah, see, Station 8's still going. So yes, SDCC, and so yes, PCS, I'm already blanking on names. PCS decided to show their full figure statue, and you know what? I think I forgot to get a picture of it. Oh my goodness. You know what? Give me 2 seconds. We're going to show a picture of this massive, beautiful statue, because everyone should be able to see this in case you didn't. And yeah, there it is. That gorgeous, gorgeous statue. And I know some people have been saying, oh, they did Brooklyn dirty, but you also have to remember, he's behind Lexington. He's going to look smaller. Granted, he's at an angle too, behind Goliath. I think Lex would have been maybe the better one to position there. I don't know, but hi, Evan Star. This beauty was revealed, and I believe Brooklyn and Hudson just went up for pre-order on the 31st. So if anyone has the money to drop on this beautiful thing, there you go. That's up, and that's ready to go. After that, Iron Studios. I don't know these things. I heard they were massive, and yeah, look at these things. Like there's Goliath, there's Demona, and there's Hudson. Like, these things are going to be so expensive. But they are gorgeous. That's the one thing. I've said it before. I'll say it again. I'm not into statues. I'm really, really particular. And the thing that really stops me the most from getting statues is their price point, because there is so much detail. There's so much work that goes into these. I get the price point, but my bank account cries. So it's just one of those things of, yeah, you know what? I'll stare at them from afar. They are gorgeous. You know what? I can't say if they're well made. When I was looking up at PCS, I didn't see any negative reviews actually. Iron Studios, I haven't seen negative reviews for them either. So I'm assuming they know what they're doing. And at pieces this large, you would hope that they are putting quality into these things. So I've heard no bad reviews. I haven't seen anything. Just, you're probably getting your money's worth on these things. Yeah, see? Everyone's bank accounts are crying. And then last but not least, and this is the one that will probably take all my money. Oh, Mondo. Why are you doing this to me? Like, look at this thing. And I like how Bronx is an actual accessory this time. At least we don't have to buy Bronx separately. I mean, that's great. I love the multiple heads. I love that now we get the Phoenix Gate included this time. I'm a little confused about the mace. Guaranteed there's probably an older figure where Goliath has the mace. Probably. Oh, you know what? I just clicked. The mace is probably from, and I'm blanking on the name of the episode, but Goliath and Macbeth doing battle in Macbeth's castle. I think that's where the mace comes from. Yeah, see, Lost Toy Box, that's... Yeah, again, yeah, Brooklyn's my boy, and, you know, that's a... I will buy everything Brooklyn, but I got bills to pay. It's really hard to go, yes, I'm going to plunk down $200-300 on this character that I bloody well love on a statue when you've got bills to pay, right? It is what it is. And so that's it for the statues, at least from what I found. But of course, if you've been on the internet at all, this is happening. This was revealed at SDCC. We didn't find out until afterwards, but yes, Gargoyles and Darkwing Duck are meeting. Oh, so excited. Childhood, right there. Just this right there. Childhood, right there. I cannot wait until, you know, these pop up. We did have Tad announce that it looks like he might be also possibly writing the story from what this says. I'm not against this. If I remember correctly from all the looking through the internet, all the research I've done for doing this channel, Tad was the one who kind of gave Greg the idea of, you know, making Goliath. So if he's part of the story writing, like, just bring it. I am all in favor. And also, and so far, and I should have done it better. Guys, I apologize. Obviously, this is my first live stream, and I've missed one of the screenshots that I had ready to go. And I believe it was, nope. I misplayed. Oh, there it is. There it is. So it looks like we're also getting 4 issues of the Darkwing Duck crossover with Gargoyles. That may change. You know, who knows at this point, because remember, the crossover with Fantastic Four was supposed to be only 1 issue when they first announced it, and then we found out that we're getting 2, so 1 from Dynamite and 1 from Marvel. So a number of issues could change. And in case you haven't, these are so far the covers that we are getting for that crossover. And yes, speaking of, thanks, Sean, for going there. Demona is finally out. That's one of the covers for the very first issue. Now, granted, this one came. The first issue came out mid-July, if I remember correctly. I know I was out in Ontario for that, so I wasn't paying too close attention. But yes, issue number 1 is out. Issue number 2 just came out the other day. One of my favorite covers. I cannot wait to finally go to my comic book shop and pick up my issues for that. Demona number 3 is obviously up for pre-order. Not all the issues have been revealed yet. So if you're still unsure of which one to get and you want to wait until the new ones come out, 2.5 weeks ago, thank you. But yeah, so start looking into that. I keep telling people, if you can't afford to support the show, like, by all means, it is what it is. But I don't recall, and somebody let me know, because I don't buy digital. I like hard copies. I don't know if the digital ones are cheaper than the hard copies. If they are, that's a way to, support the show or support the comics, keep this going, and spend as little as possible. And, of course, speaking of spending as little as possible, this didn't get a lot of news, at least from my point of view. It was just quietly, released, or yeah, the news was quietly released. We have a little golden book coming out for Gargoyles, and literally this is coming out on August 12th. It's, oh, thank you, Evan Star, same price. Good to know. But yes, the little golden books have finally hit up Gargoyles. It's coming out in a little over a week, August 12th. Go pick it up. It's a cute little thing. It's, what is it, $8 Canadian, I believe. So $6 American. And I'm pretty sure everyone in the chat right now is American. So it's a mere $6. And it's a cute little thing, especially if you have kids. I mean, why not? I had a bunch of these things when I was little. They're cute little stories. They just regurgitate what's already been done. We're not going to get anything fancy out of this, but how do you say no to little golden books? I'm pretty sure this was everyone's childhood growing up, right? And Lorcana, we have nothing really new about Lorcana. The news was released that Gargoyles was entering that universe, but we have a picture of some of the booster packs, and of course, our lovely little Demona made it to the front of it. When it comes, especially since this is, if I remember correctly, a lot of magic-related stuff, I think Demona was kind of like one of the best picks for that. I mean, like, why not? And last but not least, we have some reveals of the Kickstarter for anyone who has signed up with that and is anxiously waiting for any of that. We got some pictures via email the other day of what the trade paperbacks are going to be looking like. They look gorgeous. I cannot wait for mine. What is it now? 2.5 years? Somewhere around there? I don't... Right at this point, it's like I'm not even paying attention to anything anymore. It's, oh, they're finally in the mail? Great. Good to know. That's where I am. And also at SDCC, they revealed what the hardcover box is going to look like. There's Greg, open and close. So we got an idea of how big this thing is, and you can see him struggling under that thing, the poor guy. I wish I had the funds to a year and change. Yeah, there you go, see? I wish I had the funds to afford this one. It is what it is. It would have been... And also, I have no space for something that massive. It's pretty. I will never deny that. My God. That would just be just sitting in the corner doing its thing. And I think that is it for the news. Like, the past few weeks have just been so much Gargoyle stuff coming out. Yeah, that's it for news. They'll arrive for the holidays. I would rather they show up before the holidays. Because of the way things were when the Kickstarter was initially set up. It was stupidly cheap to ship it or to the States versus shipping it to Canada. And I have a lovely friend. She lets me ship stuff to her all the time. And then when we meet up for conventions or whatever, we pass things along. So she ships stuff to me, vice versa, blah, blah. But usually she's the mule, but she lets me ship stuff to her. So I asked her, she's like, yeah, send it over. Great. And now with the whole everything that is going on with everything and shipping and the de minimis, and I don't even want to get into it, but I'm looking at this going, I just hope I don't have to pay more for shipping to get this now. Just ship it to her. Let me go pick it up in October, because that's my next trip to the States. Knock on wood, fingers crossed, everything goes out well for that. And I would like it, for October, please. Ship it out in September. You guys got a whole month. Ship it then. Fox, as they had advertised it as jealous of people. Yeah, see? Yeah, when they announced the hardcovers, I'm like, okay, they're pretty. That's great, but I'm just like, they're pretty, but they got prettier as they figured this stuff out. It is what it is. I'm still not too upset that I didn't get the hardcovers. Because again, where am I going to put it? I'm struggling with my current shelves of what to put where, and I'm still trying to figure out, do I put my DTOF here, or somewhere else so that I can put, my other Gargoyles figures and this and that, and like it's I'm fine with the trade paperbacks. That's what I usually. I don't think I have one hardback of. No, wait, no, that's a lie. I do have some hardcover ones. Earth One got a couple of Batman and Superman ones, but that's it. Everything else is soft cover. I'm going to keep the trend going. Just it's easier to put on the shelves. They take up less space. They give me heart attacks whenever I need to pack them and move them anywhere because the edges and all that stuff, but that's where you just grab extra bubble wrap and stuff like that. Yeah, see, there's two hardcover. That's it was too many versions, and also at the same time, I don't know about anybody else, but hi, Converse Comics. I recognize that name. They retweet a bunch of my stuff. I lost my train of thought. Oh, right. When it came to that Kickstarter and figuring out what to order, again, for me, it was, do I reorder copies of books I already have? I am lucky enough to have the trade paperbacks of the SLG comics. I am lucky enough to have the trade paperback of Bad Guys. And I have only a handful of issues of the Marvel comics. Are they canon? No, I don't care. It's still Gargoyles. So for me, it was, I already have trade paperbacks, and yeah, they're not going to match, but, and this is where my crazy brain comes into play, the Marvel comics are their own thing. I don't need a collection of them to match SLG and Bad Guys. SLG and Bad Guys are its own little subsection, SLG. But yet the SLG comics are their own little thing. So the 3 trade paperbacks out of there, those have to match. Volume 1, Volume 2, and Bad Guys need to match, versus the Marvel comics, they're their own thing. They don't have to match with the rest of it. So I'm good with them being crazy. That's my... Aw, thanks, Converse. I gotta be honest, I've always been a little bit nervous about doing like a Gargoyles pure channel, but heck, even if no one was watching, okay, granted, I wouldn't be doing a live stream because I wouldn't have subs or anything, but I, you know what? I love talking about the show. I live in the middle of nowhere, technically, even though I'm in a city, major city. And it's my way of, talking about the thing I love. My very first convention, I didn't know conventions were a thing when I found out about the gathering. And yeah, this way I get to talk to more people who love this show. I don't know about anybody else, by all means, tell me. But yeah, this was the show that kind of stuck. I mean, we all had, Ducktales, Darkwing Duck, Goof Troop, Bonkers, all those shows, but Gargoyles is the one. And you know what? It's not surprising considering Gargoyles has so much depth to it, so much storyline. So even as a kid, my brain was probably going, yeah, these are fun, but this one's cool. You ever bust out some drawings or paintings of gargoyles? Actually, those were my high school days. After I stumbled upon the show again somewhere in my teens, I don't even remember how old I was exactly, but my brain tends to do this thing where, oh yeah, I remember this, or this new thing, and my brain just gets obsessed for a very short period of time, but it gets just obsessed. And so whenever I had any free time in class, really, I'd start busting out I'd steal some paper from the printers, because that was the blank unlined paper, and I'd start drawing right there in class. And my teachers, it was a thing of, so long as you were done your work, and you were being quiet, not making, not being a distraction to everyone else, they just kind of let you do what you wanted. So yeah, I was just in class drawing specifically Brooklyn. Again, I'm not gonna, he's my favorite, I'm not gonna sugarcoat that, but so I got really decent at drawing at least his head. I was getting there. If I ever find them, I'll dig them out. I'll see if I can find them one of these days. Ah, Tailspin. Yes, Tailspin. That was another golden one. Jexel? I hope I'm pronouncing it. Hi. Yeah, Tailspin. There were so many shows in the 90s. It's hard to keep track. And then there's the handful in the 80s that we had, right? That if you were old enough in the 90s, you just yeah, if I try to remember all the show, Gummy Bears was another one. You're a Brooklyn fan or you're wrong. Shh. I mean, you're not wrong, Sean, but shh. But yeah, so Rescue Rangers, see? There's so many, and Batman the animated series, Superman the animated series, Wonder Woman the animated series. Oh, what else is like? And of course, not so much Wonder Woman. I actually don't remember watching that one. I know it existed, but Batman and Superman, I remember watching those ones, and I don't believe they were too episodic. Batman was in the beginning. I think they all do to some, minus Gargoyles. I think they all kind of start episodic in a bit, and then they see, oh, people are caring, and then they actually start putting effort into the storyline. Transformers and Thundercats. Daria. See, Daria I never got into. I don't think I ever came across it. That's the thing. Most shows at that age, if it was flashy enough, I watched Power Rangers, for example. But yeah, Transformers and Thundercats. Thundercats, that one I never saw as a kid. Transformers, Beast Wars. I was too young for the OG, but Beast Wars got me hooked. And frankly, people can complain, oh, their animals are transforming. For me, it was, as a girl, oh, fuzzy animals, also robots. That's the way my brain clicked on it. And not even fuzzy robot. Wait, we have dinosaurs? Because for me, that's another big, we have a very cool Velociraptor. Yes, there were Dinobots in the original, but again, I did not watch it, so transforming robots, I didn't know that they were a thing. Oh, there's a cheetah and it transforms into a robot. Give me. Double Dare. Double Dare, that sounds really familiar, and I don't know why. But it sounds very familiar. That may have been another one that I did, and because it's one of those like niche ones that no one talks about it. That's the thing. There's so many great shows that no one talks about, or there are plenty of channels that talk about shows from our childhood and everything like that, but they get like one episode or maybe two, and that's it. They just touch upon it, which is fine. But when it comes to the smaller ones, there's no one really talking about, Yeah, see, Beast Wars is fantastic. No, yeah, exactly. And it's thanks to Beast Wars that I started, collecting Transformers. I have the VHS tapes somewhere. I have a bunch of Transformers everywhere. And that got me into collecting non-Beast Wars figures. I have a couple of the Beast Wars trade paperbacks. And now that I recall, I'm going to be a really bad fan. I don't know if I have any of them signed by any of the artists. I should really check on that. I go to enough Transformers conventions. Green Slime. I think, oh my god. Because I remember maybe, okay, I think maybe I do remember which one it is. Possibly, but I do remember as kids, we went to Florida and all their parks there. We went to one of the Nickelodeon shows, and I remember Green Slime. So maybe I don't. Might be. It's a very faint memory, so I can't really say. I probably would. Yeah, I would have been like 7 or 8, maybe 9. Been a while. But Power Lords. See, that one sounds familiar too. I may have. Don't. See, this is the thing with my brain, at least. I don't know if anyone else does this. It's you watch a thing or you read a thing and you enjoy it, you love it, whatever. Years go by. The memory's there. But you will never remember the name of it until somebody goes, oh, but it had this, 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 and this, and then it just jogs your memory like that. But until they jog your memory, you just have no idea what the heck it was. Am I the only one here? Probably. I don't. That's the way my brain works. Bionic 6. See, oh my god. Oh, thank you, Josh. I don't know if I'm that creative. I mean, I have dabbled in writing here and there over the years, actually since I was about 18, 17 actually. I dabble in writing. I have encyclopedic knowledge of everything Gargoyles. Oh, Josh, thank you. Thank you for the hype. Honestly, I am just very, very good at research. It's been a thing. Heck, I think I've been teased about it when I was a kid, but that's the thing. If I want to know something about anything, it is hours of research. I lose so much time just digging into everything that it's unhealthy a little bit. I try to remember as best I can. I do have notes for all my videos because it's so easy. Because I get so excited recording these videos and everything that I do tend to forget points. So I always have a script. But yeah, it's just a heck of a lot of research. I know how to do that. So if anyone needs that on the creative side, I'm your girl. Hit me up. My email's on my YouTube channel. Look, Sean, I haven't written in like 6 years. Stop it. Oh, sorry. Got one of my cords in the way of the chat. I can't see what's being said. Yeah, the same way I'm to do anything with the Golden Age, the Silver Age of Marvel Comics. See, it's just sometimes the brain just... Brains are weird. I will forever say that. Power Lord's an 80s action figure with a cartoon. I think came out with a new comic book series that is ongoing. Oh, sweet. Yeah, see, Power Lord sounds really familiar. It's just a thing of until I see it, I won't 100% know if I'm correct in what I'm thinking, which, whatever, right? I'll go check it out later. If you had the chance to be the main showrunner for a Gargoyles animated series, what things would you do and would not do this time around regarding the program? Like, you mean in how it was, like, in the episodes of the way they were aired or whatever? Stuff like that, just... Because really, if I look back at the way things were done back then, there's really, in my mind, nothing that they did wrong. There were so many, like when an episode came back badly animated, they sent it back to get it fixed. They had to do that 5, 6, 7 times. They did it. Sometimes it was just never done right, and due to scheduling, it's like, well, this is what we got. We're gonna air with this anyway. There were plenty of episodes where they aired it, then realized that there was a mistake, fixed it, and then re-aired it afterwards. That sort of thing. The only thing that really got in the way of Gargoyles and its maybe airing schedule was time, really. Power Rangers was a big thing during that era, so of course the networks are going to push the big thing. Power Rangers was huge, and of course the OJ trial, not so much the reason for the show being canceled, but getting in the way, because if there was a news update concerning the trial, that took precedence, and if Gargoyles was airing on Fox, Fox would cut to the news, that sort of thing. So, and you really can't judge when that kind of breaking news is going to hit. And of course, it being the OJ trial, it was big news, you know, back then. So that was 100% taking precedence. But yeah, I can't see anything that they did, not even wrong, just anything that I would fix, because frankly, I can't see anything that they did wrong. The only thing is just now, I think it's easy with streaming, and as much I know Greg hates streaming, it kind of makes it easier for shows to put out their work, and nothing will get in the way of that. They can just, it would be nice if we had regular TV that could kind of do that. But although essentially the way, and if you've been watching TV long enough, you will see that the streaming services have essentially turned back into old TV, where you choose your network and you get your commercials and you kind of live with them, or you pay more, and it's gone full circle. But anyway, Cloudfathers, that's such a good episode. Frankly, there aren't a lot of episodes I don't like, to be honest. They did a really, yeah, it's a kid's show, but I can't think of one where they went, oh, they really missed the mark on this one, because yeah, we're adults, we're gonna go, oh, this is a little bit more kiddish, this was a little whatever, but it's not meant for us at this age. But if you take it from the lens of, okay, yeah, this is meant for kids, oh, I can see what they were going for, there really isn't a bad episode. Maybe one that you didn't like as much, but I can't think of a bad episode. Oh, Truck, you've been missing so much. Come on, man. We're 40 minutes. No, we're not 40 minutes in, but we're like half an hour in. Come on, man, catch up. If you could add and create all new Gargoyles, would you? Probably not, because the thing is, I've again done the research into Greg's plans for the show. Now, granted, he hasn't released everything because things have to be kept secret, because even for him, things will keep changing. That's the nature of the beast. But you know, he already has all the clans that he wants. The actual members of the clan, don't know if he has those already figured out. Probably not. But in terms of, these are the clans, and you know, blah blah blah, this is going to happen. Like, we have so many characters that are still to come, and who knows how many characters that's going to involve, or how the Manhattan clan is going to meet them. So in terms of creating all new Gargoyles, yeah, but that's because we know there's still how many clans that have yet to be discovered, or to be we have to be introduced to. I mean, I can look it up. I have it written somewhere, but there's a bunch of new clans. So we have a bunch of new Gargoyles that we have yet to meet, and a bunch of new Gargoyles who aren't going to, well, hopefully aren't going to look like the average gargoyle that we've seen. We've seen what the Mayan gargoyles look like, what the Scottish gargoyles look like. The Japanese ones, they're kind of close to the Scottish, just more with, you know, different amount of digits and horns and brow ridges and stuff. And we've seen the English, the London gargoyles, and they look more like animals with the wings of feathers and everything. So there's so many gargoyles, and I'm hoping that some of the other clans will have like really distinct features to them, because I think that would be cool, that they should be more regional. Would you add a few more gargoyle characters, a few more female? I would like more female gargoyles. Not because I'm a woman or whatever, and oh yeah, there should be more girls, but frankly, again, if you look back at the shows from then, Batman, Superman, Ducktales, Darkwing Duck, it is majority males, and I get it. I understand the psychology behind putting more male characters, because unfortunately, when it comes to the toys, male characters sell better than female ones. It is a fact. I don't know why humans are like this. Just female characters do not sell well, so they tend to stick to male characters in the show, which then male toys. There might be, hopefully soon, as the younger generations come up, maybe we'll see a shift in that. I do remember, hold on a second. She-Ra, that show that they did just a few years ago, like 2021 or something. It was quite a heavy female cast, but I don't know how the toys did. But I heard the show did very well. So again, it's a thing of, for some reason, the shows that have female heavy characters do well. Shows that have female writers tend to do very, very well, but for some reason, when it translates into toys, they just fall apart, and it's a really weird. It's really weird that it just doesn't connect the same way. It's really strange. Okay, yeah, wasn't a childish show. Maybe if I said childish, my bad. It was obviously a show geared for kids. It was Disney. It's a Disney show. It was made for kids. The difference was because we had people like the two Gregs and Frank and all that stuff, because we had these brilliant minds behind the show. They weren't just making another Bonkers. They weren't just making another, whatever. It's purely meant for kids, another Care Bears. It was like, oh yeah, it's meant for kids, so it's going to be kiddie, it's going to be this, blah, blah. They wanted to make a show that even they would enjoy, that, okay, it's Saturday morning and we are going to sit down and watch cartoons with the kids, and the adults will actually enjoy watching that too. So that was their goal, and they pulled it off. So that's the greatest part about this show, is as long as you can understand it from ages 3 to 93 and up, anyone can enjoy it. And that's one of the things I love about the show. Every now and then when I'm bored, it's okay, let me watch another episode. No matter how many times I watch it, it's like, oh, I missed this bit somehow. Okay, chat. See, not all of the gargoyles from Avalon have been introduced. We only got we've seen a good chunk of them, more background characters, but we've been introduced to like, what, 5? So still the Avalon clan there. Oh, X-Men. How could I forget X-Men? Oh, X-Men. I loved that show, and I will admit this, and I'm not proud of this. So watching X-Men, I was really, really young. This was because I believe X-Men aired before Gargoyles year-wise. God, I hope I'm right on that one. But because I was so used to shows where here are the good guys, here are the bad guys, and you can see the visible differences between, the two sides. When it came to X-Men, I got slightly confused because the show is all about, oh, mutants are bad, but you see the X-Men and they're doing good things. So I was just ever so slightly, I'm like, wait, what? I thought mutants were bad. Which is the point of the show, of saying, just because one side says they are and it doesn't mean they are, and all that stuff. So many levels to shows like that. But yeah. Gregerson interviews that, paraphrasing, he wants to correct the imbalanced characters. And so, yeah, I believe he has. And again, they started this show in the 90s, so it was, yeah, it's going to be male dominant. It is what it is. That was the 90s. It was still, look at everything. Just look at all those shows and you'll see it's male dominant. As the years progress, and Greg is the type where, yeah, he's not going to simply add female characters because, oh, we just simply need more female characters, which it does, but it's also, you know, why does it always need to be a male character that's added, right? It's, what's wrong with more female? Plus, when you have a baddie as well developed and fantastic as Demona, come on, like, this is a guy who knows what he's doing. He knows how to write female characters. Angela is another fantastically written female character. It's not like, oh, I'm just going to add females because whatever. I introduced my younger siblings to all the OG cartoons because the newer ones suck. Wildcats. That one sounds familiar too. I don't think I ever watched that one though. The neural ones suck. The only reason I'm going to slightly go against what you said, and it's a technical, because we do have the new Ducktales, and even though it ended a bit ago, that's still a new cartoon. It may be the same characters, but it's a new cartoon, and that one kicked ass. So, and I think we can all agree on that one. So as long, and I know the question's going to come up of, you know, bringing back the show and whatever. I hope that they do. I honestly want them to bring back the show. It is devastating that we won't have Ed to come back and voice Hudson for that. But if they can do to Gargoyles what they did essentially with DuckTales and just keep that awesomeness and just bring more of it, and if they got to change the style slightly, that's fine. But essentially, if they do with Gargoyles what they did with DuckTales, I'll be happy. Ooh, hi, K-Ojo from Raleigh, North Carolina. Hi. Demon was one of the best cartoon villains ever. Yeah, see, that's the thing. When you think of female villains, honestly, Disney knows how to do female villains, and it's actually a little weird how many we have of female villains, but granted, that is more the princess side of Disney. Although, yeah, there's a lot of female baddies in Disney. But when it comes to, they're not just bad guys for being bad guys, Maleficent is actually up there too. Watch Sleeping Beauty. She's actually really... for a movie that's, what, an hour and 20 minutes, they did really good with Maleficent. Demona is one of the greatest villains in cartoon history, complex and ruthless. Yeah, see? Her and Xanatos... Yeah, I know I'm biased because, again, this is for Gargoyles, but I can't name two better villains. I can't. Grant, I don't watch a lot of animation now, but the ones that come close, and again, he's technically a villain, but he's not, is Magneto, because he's on that... Again, if you watched X-Men, you understand. You know, there's so few characters that can kind of bounce between, I understand why they're like this, but you're still a bad guy type thing. And Xanatos, I don't even want to call him a bad guy. He's just him. He's looking out for himself, really. That's it. I'll stick with the old DuckTales from the 1980s. Honestly, I don't remember much of the old one. The song was buried in my brain, obviously. One of the best theme songs ever. But I have yet to go back to the original DuckTales and watch through it. And the thing is, as much as I loved it as a kid, and this is where Gargoyles does better than most of these shows, is, you know, a lot of these cartoons were episodic. So you watched one episode, everything reset at the end of that episode, and the new one, it's like nothing ever happened, and so on and so forth. Don't think it was as bad with DuckTales, but it's that thing of, no, I want this story to continue. I don't want it to be wrapped up in 20 minutes. But that was, again, the thing for kids' cartoons. And I don't know if they're still doing that with the newer stuff, but I really hope they stopped doing that. I understand, again, when it comes to airing them, that it is a lot easier to go, hey, it's episodic, so it doesn't matter what order they're aired in, which was a pain in the butt for Gargoyles, again, being interrupted by the O.J. Simpson trial and anything else that would pop up, because if something interrupted the airing of Gargoyles, you missed that episode in the story, and then the next episode would air the next day, and you've lost, you know, especially during the world tour, you've lost a whole 20 minutes of story. So I get why they were episodic back then, but in a day of streaming, and streaming has its pluses and minuses, at least that's not an issue anymore. There shouldn't be a, well, we're just going to make it episodic. No, put some effort into these shows. That, I like stories. I've been a big reader since I was like tiny. So newer DuckTales was shockingly good. I couldn't believe it. Yeah, see? I'm like, oh, they brought, honestly, when they brought back DuckTales, I was scared when they brought it back, because I'm like, oh, great, they're going to start butchering my childhood. Nope. They did so great. Good, kudos on them. Absolute favorite story episode was when Elisa became a Yes! Honestly, I think that is most people's favorite episode, was the mirror, seeing the switch for both sides and everything. That is one of my top episodes. The best villains are always the ones who think they are doing good. See? You get it. The ones who are just evil for being evil's sake, we have enough of those, right? We really do have enough of those. But the ones who are, they don't see what they're doing as evil. They're trying to help. They're just doing it all in the wrong way. Demona, we love you, but stop it. I would put Macbeth in there too as one of the top antagonists. I say antagonist because he changed so much. Yeah, see, Macbeth kind of starts off as a... But does he really start off as a bad guy? Like, technically, no, because when he first shows up, it's, no, I'm here for Demona. You guys are just getting in my way. And then when it's kind of pointed out that, yeah, we're not friends with Demona, he, you know, oh, okay, then buzz off. He only gets into tiffs with the Gargoyles because they just keep getting in his way of what he wants to do. He's almost on Xanatos' level for that. Not so much the conniving and deceiving like Xanatos, but he's just like, no, this is a thing I need to get done. Get out of my way. That's it. That's all he does. So antagonist is probably, yeah, the best word for that. And no DVR back then. Heck, I had American Satellite and barely that. You know, those big giant satellite dishes that a lot of people had in the 90s in their backyard. That's what I had. The same year as the OG X-Men was the Berserk anime. Oh, anime was definitely not on my radar at all back then. It was Fox cartoons. That Warner Brothers. That's it. No anime. Yeah, see, gummy bears. One of my cords keeps getting in the way of the chat. I did watch Gummy Bears. I don't remember much of it. I have to do a rewatch still. I need to find it somewhere. Hopefully somebody has it either online or they ripped it onto DVD and are selling it. I don't even care. But that's one that I have to rewatch and see if it'll... I've seen bits. And yeah, another kid's show with story. But I need to see entire episodes. I need to see how well it holds up for me. Yeah, you missed it, and hope for reruns. That was a life. Or if you were lucky enough, you got the TV guide and you got to see which episode was airing, if it was correct in the TV guide. Gargoyles is the one animated show from my childhood that I constantly rewatch without it losing momentum. I can do a couple here and there of others, but yeah, that's what I mean. Gargoyles is one of the few that actually can keep your attention as an adult. And honestly, that's what good storytelling does. You can, whether it's a book, a movie, TV, whatever it is, anime, if the story is that good, you will keep coming back to it, no matter how many times. Demona has a plan. Oh, you didn't know they brought back DuckTales? Yeah. Converse, you need to get on that. They, never mind the little bits of Gargoyles that they threw in there, especially at the end, but they did a fantastic job with the new DuckTales. I highly recommend it. Characters learn and grow, yeah, and you had to hope your VCR worked. Yeah, no, there was no taping in my household. I think Gargoyles was already off the air when I realized that, no, I didn't realize that we could. It was just, oh, the adults have decided we can tape this. So certain things were recorded. But Gargoyles was just not one of those things on the list. So it just never got recorded. I was just, oh, it's on. Okay, I'm watching it. That was it. Big ugly round things in the backyard too. See, living out in the country, it was that or only have over three over-the-air channels. Truck gets it. Yes, that was my childhood. Big old dish in the backyard because you live in the middle of nowhere. Or you had the antenna that you had to, move and adjust, and maybe you'd get a fourth channel. That was it. And the funniest thing was, out of like all my school friends and everything back then, I was the only one that actually lived in the boonies. Like everyone else I knew lived in at least a little subdivision or something. So I was literally the only one that had that big dish. And because I was out in the middle of nowhere, whereas everyone else was getting cable and stuff, that didn't reach my house. So I was the one with the giant dish, and they would be like in awe of this giant dish in the backyard. It was good memories, good memories. Yeah, see, you had to rush home from the bus stop to catch the show. I don't even recall if I ever managed to catch the show after school. I know it was definitely weekends, 100%. But after school was usually I came home and Beast Wars or Power Rangers was on. Those were the two things. I had a smaller brother. He was at the TV first. I watched what he watched. Hence why Transformers and Power Rangers became such a big part of my childhood. I watched what the little boy watched, and not watching I know a bunch of people who are huge fans of Gem and the Holograms. God, I hope I got that title right. I am going to be a bad fan. I didn't watch that at all because it wasn't geared for little boys. So my brother never watched it. Therefore, I never watched it. It's one of those things. Ended up missing 3 or 4 episodes. Hey, at least you only missed 3 or 4. I missed 3 seasons. It was, there happens to, be an episode on. Oh, okay, we're going to watch it. We don't even know what order this is in. It wasn't a thing of, I missed so much because of the last time on Gargoyles bit. It's like, oh, cool, that's what happened on the last one. And I'm really going to pay attention to this one, because I want to see what, follows up. And that was, that was kind of it. Honestly, yeah, my brother's the reason why I became such a nerd with some of these things. Gotta love them. This is why we have siblings, right? Didn't have a Disney afternoon in my small city. Had to go to San Antonio or Houston to find out about the show. That's crazy. Oh my god, that's insane. Wow, it wasn't even that bad for me, and I literally had one next door neighbor. Wow. But then again, the giant dish, so we picked up Fox and all that. I don't know if Disney Afternoon was one of them. Maybe that's why Gargoyles wasn't a thing that I watched after school. It was Fox Kids after school, and then that might be why. Thank you, Matt. Memory unlocked slightly. Powerpuff Girls captured the entire generation because it was fun and violent. It might be three little girls that are doing it, but fun and violent. See, it's Sometimes it doesn't matter. I don't know how and I'm guessing the toys did really well for Powerpuff Girls. So again, I think it just really depends on who's the writer behind whatever show to make the people fall in love with the characters. Therefore, when the toys are made, people or kids go crazier for it, even if it's a girl figure. So, I mean, heck, look at Transformers. RC is beloved, but actually, now she's starting to sell very well. I don't think she did in the past. The struggles of a small town. Mine has a population of like 250 Canadian kids. Okay, mine was never that small. Grant, I lived in the middle of nowhere of a large town. I want to say like 10,000 when I was a kid. Obviously, it's grown since then. Because the town was so big, you had one area where it was, here are the stores, here's a couple subdivisions, and then a whole bunch of nothing. That was the thing. And then you would go further north. Oh, here's another little tiny bit, grocery stores, little subdivisions, and then a whole bunch of nothing. So that was my area. That's mostly northern. I don't even want to say northern Ontario, but Ontario does tend to do that until you start getting like Mississauga, Brampton, Toronto, where everything's just boom, 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 boom. But yeah. So does your brother love gargoyles like you today? Or is okay, I'm a little bit of I hate to bring this down a little bit. My brother passed away when we were kids. That's the tattoo that I have. I don't know if any of you have noticed on my videos. Yeah, he passed away when we were little, so I would say he probably would still love gargoyles today, because I'd probably annoy him with it anyway. That's the type of relationship that we had. But yeah, when it came to Transformers, he would buy all the toys and he'd like, no, you need to come play with me. So I'd play, you play Transformers, you play Gargoyles. None of this ever had a name. You play trucks, so that's what we did. But I think he still would be. He loved all those things. He's the reason Mask, I believe, was the name. I know there's a translation on one of them, but I believe was that. And Beetleborgs, right? Yeah, I think I think it was Beetleborgs. Those were another two that he got me on. Literally everything. If it had fights, I watched it. Watched the whole first season when it aired in '94. It was the second season to watch until I bought the DVD. Yeah. If it was on, I watched it. I literally did not get to see the entire series as they released the DVDs. I didn't even know that the first season DVDs were being released until I went to the gathering. And then I found out. And then I was like, oh God, I need whole. And the amount of time we would go into a store and I'd go just check out the DVD section to see if the DVDs had been released, because I wasn't going to miss that. Just, crazy. And then second season, part 1, and the amount of time it took for them to release season 2, volume 2. What? Like, apparently they didn't make enough money at first. I don't know. It's okay, Dan. Like, we're talking years and years ago, over 20 years. I don't want to give away my age. But yeah, like, I keep them here. Always in my heart. I watched on NBC Plattsburgh weekdays afternoon. Bunny ear antennas, next door neighbor Montreal. I love it. The bunny ear antennas. Mine weren't bunny ear. I'm a little sad. They were just 2 sticks, but it had the little dish, and then you just like crisscross the antennas every which way to try and get them to pick up a signal. Yeah, see, it's funny how like Ontario is just, you have the GTA, or now it's the GTHA, and then I think they've expanded on those letters too, but the GTHA, and then every other part of Ontario is, no, here's the little town, and then nothing. The entirety of Ontario is like that. To be fair, so's Alberta. We have Calgary, we have Edmonton, and then nothing. Mask was awesome, yeah. Oh no, Lord Akira, I didn't need to know that. Mask is releasing new figures? No. No. Must ignore. It's the same with I don't remember the name of the company that's releasing them, but whichever company is currently releasing the Mega Man figures. Granted, I need Mega Man because, but all the bad guys they've released are from the first Mega Man video game, and I'm looking at it and I'm going, that's not my game. That's not the game that I started with. For me, it's Mega Man 2 that came out, so I know those baddies. And I'm like, when are you guys going to start releasing the figures from Mega Man 2? Because I'll go broke from that. I need those ones. And it was, the thing that killed me was because they've released Cutman as a figure. I'm like, oh yeah, I need that. And then I was researching, oh wait, is that the right baddie? I'm like, oh, he wasn't even in the second one. I confused him with another baddie. And luckily I didn't drop any money on that, but I need my Mega Man. Gargoyles first came out, hooked right out. Yeah. Obviously I can't say when it first came out, but my very first episode is like, boom, this is a show I need to watch 100%. And then the obsession began when I was a teen and rediscovered it. All from a watch band. Honestly, that's how I remembered about the show. Digging through the closet, cleaning it out, and they had the Gargoyles watches that came with the spare wristbands. And I found one of the wristbands. I'm like, oh, I remember this show. Toddle off to the internet. And here we are today. They filmed the 2000 X-Men movie Wilderness Scenes 10 minutes north of... No, they did? Do you know how close that was to me? Do you, before all that traffic became a problem, I was literally a half-hour drive from Toronto. So that kills me. That was that close and I didn't know. Oh, of course, I also look at information like that. It's like if I had been doing background work back then, I could have been on all these shows, but no, didn't. We talk about current stuff like the Demona series. We're avoiding. Okay. If people want to talk about the Demona series in the chat, by all means, I don't want to stop anyone from doing that. But first, I have not even picked up my copies of issues 1 or 2. I literally got back from Ontario a few days ago, so I haven't been to my comic shop to pick them up. So I have no idea what's been happening. But I would also keep the chat a spoiler-free zone for now, just because the way Diamond kind of screwed up getting the comics out and everything, because thank you, Diamond, for... Anyway, it messed up a lot of the deliveries and everything, so there are possibly people who haven't even picked up issue 1 as well. So I just want to keep it a spoiler-free zone, just for now. Maybe in the next live stream, I don't know. Are we gonna do another? I think we should do another live stream after this one. Not, obviously, next week. Yeah. Captain. Oh my God, Captain Planet. Captain Planet, yes. Oh my God, I loved that show as a kid. Oh, I should really go back and watch that and see how bad it is. I know it was bad, but it was my favorite, one of my favorite shows. Mobile Armor Strike Command again. Yeah, CVH tip. Gotta live. I know. See, the thing is, so NECA, I don't want to say that they canceled the line. It's possible that they did. If they did, then it's not going to come as a surprise to me. But I have a feeling that due to the whole Diamond bankruptcy and everything having to be restructured and all this stuff, and the little companies that they had need to be bought and removed, and all this stuff needs to be figured out. This is why Demona and every other comic was delayed in July. Like, it's been a mess. I want to say that maybe NECA hasn't canceled it because they are also owed, there's a lot of money that still is being owed on multiple fronts. So it might just, I want to say it's on hold. On a very long hold. We may never know when the hold will end. But at the same time, given what Mondo is coming out with And for those of you who are new in the chat and everything and didn't get to see it, like, that's essentially an action figure. We are looking at essentially another action figure. Now, granted, I don't know how posable, like, you can tell from Goliath's feet that they're not going to have the bend in the toes like the NECA figures do. Bronx looks a little stiff, but there might be some joints there. I don't know. Again, this is more of a Mondo does statues for the most part, not so, like, not action figure. Like, they're somewhere in the middle of statue and action figure. So if NECA has ended it, it's because the license went over to Mondo. If it's just on pause, then honestly, I would tell NECA, can you get it off pause as soon as possible? Because once Mondo comes out, granted, it's a higher price point, but they're going to start beating you at your own game. This is gorgeous. This is absolutely gorgeous. And look, caped wings, that one thing that we were all asking for, and NECA never came through. Or they did come through, but not for everybody. Like, we have Hudson, no caped wings. We have Thalog, no caped wings. Or did he come? Yeah, no. Angela, no caped wings. Like, that shouldn't be a thing. I understand that they do it from a point of, this is how we get people to buy a figure that we don't think is going to be popular. So we'll stick the caped wings with another character. I hate when companies do that, because I hate being forced to spend money on a thing that either I can't collect or I never wanted. And Mondo went, don't worry, we're not going to do to you what NECA did. Here are your caped wings. And here are the relaxed wings. We're not going to, whether or not they come out with the full spread wings, that will be interesting to see. Maybe they haven't decided on that yet, and therefore it wasn't included in that shot. But Mondo has already gone, NECA, we saw what you did, and we're going to one-up you. So NECA, if you haven't canceled the Gargoyles line, move it. Like, give us something. Give us an accessory pack of just wings. I don't care. Give me my caped wings and give me my relaxed wings. Dang it. NECA has never been one of my favorite companies. Yeah. I'm not fond of NECA. They keep giving me reasons to not be fond of them. Mondo can save us. Have they released the entire series on a DVD or Blu-ray box set yet? No. Gargoyles is still season 1, season 2, volume 1, season 2, volume 2. That's all we've gotten so far. Hopefully, because obviously since we are getting comic stories, that means Disney is seeing that they're getting the money that they want. Hopefully they decide to go, okay, we'll re-release it on one box set. Because that would be nice. Also because somehow I lost one of my discs on season 2, volume 2, and I'm really mad about that. I need to find another copy of that. So, especially if I'm going to keep doing episode reviews on the channel. I know some of my local shop is getting their stuff shipped to them direct, and they're happy that Dynamite switched to a new distributor. See? Like, Diamond screwed over so many people, and we're the ones that suffer. Really, the companies eventually, they get their money one way or another because they're creditors, they are owed money, but we're the ones that have to sit and wait, and sometimes we don't even get what was originally going to come out because the money was gone. I will always be jealous of anyone who got to attend any of the gatherings. I never had that opportunity, unfortunately. But I will finally have the chance to meet Greg Weissman in 2 weeks. Lost Toy Box. Lucky you. Greg is an absolute sweetheart. He is such a nice guy. So do, you know what, have a blast meeting him. And I'm sorry I got to go to a gathering. It was fluke. It was literally by accident. Please don't be jealous. They were fun. I wish I had just experienced it better or gone to another one, but it was the only Canadian one that I went to. I wasn't getting to the States when you're like 19 and just starting working is impossible, pretty much. So I'm glad I got to go to the one that I did. It was an absolute blast. And who says no to a trip to Montreal? Really, it's one of my favorite cities. I'm overdue for a trip to Montreal. It's been actually since that gathering, since the 2004 gathering, I have not been. So I'm overdue. I'm late. Start over. Don't worry, Simon. This will be uploaded to YouTube. You'll be all good. You'll get to see it later. Don't worry. Yeah, Sean, rub it in. That's not nice. Don't rub it in. Companies make their jobs harder when it's as easy as listening to the fans. Yes and no, Converse. There are too many fans who literally have the worst ideas when it comes to here's what we want. Just because a lot of the ideas sometimes just aren't feasible from like when they make the molds and all this stuff. Like, it's not just, oh, they don't want to do it. Some companies are, we don't want to do it. This is what we've done. But also you got to remember, a lot of these companies, they have to get pre-approval from the licensor. So for example, Mondo, they're going to create their lines, whatever. And then they kind of have to go back to Disney and be like, hey, does this clear, you know, whatever it is that you want being released? They'll say yes or no, because obviously you don't want to put anything, you know, horrible out and then the parent company goes, oh my God, what did you do? So a lot of things take time. A lot of things will get denied by the parent company, the licensor. There's a lot of things like that. It is what it is. That's because no company wants to get sued at the end of the day. No company wants, you know, choking hazards to hurt a kid. It's all these little things. Yeah, I've been, mostly because of Transformers, I've been keeping an eye on how things are done. And yeah, it's a lot of back and forth and blah, 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 blah. Companies want to cater to the modern audience. I don't even know what the modern audience is anymore. And the thing is, funny enough, Kyojo, we are now the modern audience. For anyone who grew up in the 90s, or even slightly earlier, slightly later, but between even 80s pushing it, and 2000, just pay attention to the commercials that are coming out right now and listen to the music being used in the background. Just any commercial that has music, listen to the music any commercial, listen to the music, because you will notice it is all 90s music. It is all 90s and like early 2000s music. And that's because we're the ones with purchasing power right now. So they're trying to sell everything to our age group. So we are technically the modern audience. When it comes to toys, they're trying to pique our interest that will give it to our kids, if you have kids. That's why a lot of the stuff from our childhood is all coming back, because it's that hit of nostalgia. And oh, we're more likely to sell this if the adult recognizes it, loves it, and will give it to their kid. The kids are the ones they need to hook with a ooh shiny, but we're the ones that they need to hook with a, oh yeah, I remember this, or oh yeah, this is cool. Ari Signal, I'm actively looking for happiness. As somebody who worked in food service, the customer is not always right. The customer is always right in terms of style. That is the phrase. That is the complete phrase. And then somebody cut it in half. But no, the customer is always right in terms of style. That's how it works. See, the whole point of any company is to turn a profit, and they don't care how. If they make, line must go up. That is the rule of companies. Line must go up. If line does not go up, people get fired. That's how it works. If I remember correctly, and this is boring as heck, companies can actually be sued by their stockholders if line does not go up. That's the world we live in. Yeah, no word of a lie. 90s and 2000s music, 1000%. There's a, I think it's no, it's not even Uber. Oh, Instacart or something. It's one of those delivery commercials, and it's Backstreet Boys instrumental music in the background. 100%. Just pay attention. You'll see it's 90s and 2000s music. See, they know we have the adult money. That's the thing. It's, if you look at commercials from 20 years ago, you'll see that the music is from the 70s and 80s. So as the commercials get older, you'll see the music shift. The messaging of all of the commercials is always going to be the same: buy our stuff, or do this, look how easy it is, blah 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 blah. But the music is where they get you hooked, because it's the nostalgia kick. You're more likely to remember it. How many people remember the jingle for Sleep Country Canada? I know I only have a handful of Canadians in here, but how many jingles do you remember from your childhood that are still there? And it's because music, it gets into your brain easier than smell and music are like two of the biggest things that your brain will remember. Smell being the strongest sense, but sound is another one. I'm losing my voice here. With the core fan base, they know what will work, but are mostly ignored, which is unfortunate. But the good thing is, slowly there are small indie companies. The one thing that I will say with these companies is they really need somebody who is a fan working for them. They need somebody who understands what they're putting out. If it still needs to be approved by head office or whatever, that's whatever. But they really need fans working for them, so that, yeah, because we know what we want to a certain extent. We know which characters are the most popular to a certain extent. We know the backstory of these characters. The one thing you're always going to see, and the SDCC proved it, and even before, but PCS, Mondo, Iron Studios, 3 statues, very first character, Goliath. That's going to be a thing no matter what. Even, I don't remember the name of the company who'd made them, but the plushies, first one, Goliath. I get it, we love Goliath. He is beloved. But there are certain characters that are just not hitting, either because they start off with Goliath, which, no shade there. But for some people, there's only so many Goliath pieces that they want. And if a thing doesn't do well, then they come out with the next one. That one doesn't do well, and you never see any of the other characters. I love Goliath. I personally do not need 20 different figures of him. Now, granted, I know people who literally, character came out, and they will obsessively buy that character. I know people who collect stuff, and they have 100 different figures, whatever, of one character. So I get that point, but I got lost in the comments. Lorcana does injection molding, and the tooling is expensive, so you want to be sure everything meets everyone's improved. Yeah, before shelling out $500,000. See, you get. It's just. Now I'm an adult that can afford San Diego Comic Con. I find I still can't afford San Diego Comic Con. Literally, I had one of my girlfriends, because she lives near LA. Yeah, she lives near LA. She lives near San Diego. I don't remember how close the cities are, but getting to San Diego is not an issue for her. She needs a hotel for San Diego, obviously. But this year just wasn't feasible because I was out visiting family. And I even said, like, before I was able to get, tickets and stuff like that, but I don't even know how much a weekend pass is now. And she's like, oh yeah, just, $350. That's American. That's American. What? No. I think I spent $100 for Convergence last year, give or take, about $100, not even $100, because I got it early bird. But $300, I'm like, and that's just the ticket. You still gotta get there, and you still need a place to sleep. And you still need to eat. No, somebody send me money and I can go San Diego next year. I don't know. Just let me win the lottery. Something. I don't know. I would love to do San Diego again. I used to have to go there for work. I had a job where my boss was displaying stuff, so I had to go. That's the only way I could afford it. Yeah, free pass and free food and all that stuff. Ah, see, Sleep Country Canada jingle, the Toys R Us jingle. See, it sticks. Got into bookbinding over quarantine. I'm planning on binding the Grimorum Arcanorum. Oh, it doesn't matter. You don't need to look. When it comes to creating stuff, I will never say, you know, oh, you should be doing YouTube videos or Twitch or TikToks. What? No, just make stuff because you bloody well like it. If all you get are pictures, get pictures. Like, I just want to see your work. That's amazing. Like bookbinding, I've always been intrigued by it. I never want to do it. I am terrified of it. So good on you, Simon. That's wow. Bookbinding. I'd like, see, that's the thing. I'm the kind that wants to try my hand at everything. Do not look in my storage room. There's so many projects. Same Spider-Man from Marvel and Batman. They get merch before any other characters. What people may also understand is some fans have been around longer than the new head of said IAP that might be not knowing what they're doing. For example, Lord of the Rings. Yeah, see, I get having the fans. I really do. At the very least, there essentially there should be like a fan consultant within each company to be like, look, here's now. Granted, again, fans are fickle. One day we want something and the next day we don't. But if there's enough of a trend, and especially for something like Gargoyles, where this is 30 years plus of us saying, hey, we want this, hey, we want that. You know, it's a different beast for us. It's a different beast for Transformers. It's a different beast for X-Men, you know, all that stuff. They've been around for long enough. But yeah, just like a fan consultant of, they don't necessarily need to engage with us, but at the very least to be keeping an eye on the things that are essentially, I don't even want to say trending, but it's like, hey, yeah, this has been a thing that's been going on for 10 years. The fans really want this. Maybe we should give it a shot. I'm good with that. Oh God, they hit 70K in 2004. How bad was it when I went? I was in, let's see, I went at about 2014. And they were 70K in 2004. God, no wonder I couldn't move. Literally, the one thing I will say about SDCC is don't plan on moving at all in those halls. I was lucky enough one year, our booth was right next to one of the walls. So there was the aisle and then our booth. You could get to the bathroom in about 2 seconds, but that's it. You want food? It's on the other side of the building. Godspeed. I do some writing. Currently, yeah, they essentially turn people into numbers and graphs. That's all we are. It's how much money can we get out of this group. That we're statistics, and which is why, and you'll be seeing, you know, they're trying to cater ads to whatever. They're trying to figure out how to get more money out of us. That is, line must go up. When in doubt, if you're wondering why a company is doing something, line must go up. That's the answer. That's it. How many shares? And oh, see, that would be great. The making of books. The only reason I see it not happening soon, I would love, you know, making of Gargoyles and all that stuff. The only reason I don't see it happening soon is because Greg is currently churning out comics. So it's not a bad thing that we won't be getting one anytime soon. I would love one. But I'm also going to be, oh, we're not getting one because Greg is writing Demona and, you know, in the word, and now the Darkwing Duck crossover and the Fantastic Four crossover. That's why we're not getting it. That's okay. I can wait. That's fine. Yeah, packed in there. It's a mess. The only reason I would want to go to SDCC is just to meet some of the creators and stuff of, yeah, like I would like to be able to go, oh, look, you know, here's another Gargoyles figure, and I'm there filming it. Like, that's what I want to do. And then that's it. Just get the heck out of Dodge. That's it. I don't need to stick around for much. Yeah, no, they can. they can 100% predict future behavior because we're animal. I'm forgetting the phrase, but first of all, yeah, we're animals and we're predictable. Humans are very, very predictable. It's sad, but it's the case. I heard that George Lucas made an appearance at Comic-Con this year and the first time in his career. Huh, I didn't even hear that, George. This is how little attention I pay to anything else. Like, Star Wars was never my thing. I did watch episode 4, and although I will, I'm forgetting the name of it. I'm forgetting the name of the show. Greg worked on it for Star Wars. That one I liked. But Star Wars has just never been a big thing. So for George Lucas to show up at a Comic-Con, it's not even going to show up on my radar. I was more Star Trek as a kid than Star Wars. And funny enough, even Star Trek didn't stick for me. It's just one of those. They're fun. They're fun. I will not say there's nothing wrong with them. It's just didn't stick with me. Yeah, no, when it comes to conventions, I will, if it's California area stuff, whatever, I will always recommend WonderCon. It's a smaller show, not much small. Again, I haven't been there since about 2013, so I don't know how much it's grown. But considering I was doing SDCC, WonderCon, SDCC, WonderCon was the better con. Slightly smaller, slightly fewer people. You could move, you could walk around. It was easier to do stuff. It was easier to get food. You know, it was the better of the two. I know SDCC is the pinnacle of cons. That's where everyone releases their new stuff. I get all that. But just convention-wise, WonderCon I prefer. Yes, Gargoyles is what matters most. This is a Gargoyles channel. I nerd out over a bunch of things. It's just, I'm first and foremost, I'm going to focus on this channel, let it grow, let's do our thing, because there are still people who don't know about the comic. Any chance I bump into somebody and comics comes up or something and we're talking TV shows, I will mention Gargoyles. I will make sure that they know about the comic, because again, the more support for this, the more stuff we're gonna get. That's why so many companies are now making Gargoyles figures. That's why we keep getting comics. But it's I want to get this as big as it can get, and then maybe one day in the future make an alternate channel and just geek out over everything, including Gargoyles there too. But this is going to be the main focus for a while. This is my baby. This is the one I want to see succeed. This is the one where it's give me a Brooklyn plushie. For the love of God, give me a I missed out on Demona. I have Goliath. Give me a Brooklyn, please. I want a little Brooklyn plushie. Oh no, yeah, definitely look up WonderCon. That one was a very, very fun one. Yeah, that one, and the best part about WonderCon, and if this was a con that I would go to and paid up front, the upside of WonderCon is because it's in Anaheim. Anaheim and Disney. Is it Land or World in Anaheim? I never remember. I always mix up the two. But anyway, it's there. And at least then there was a bylaw in the books in Anaheim that just because an event or whatever was in town, hotels weren't allowed to jack up their rates, especially with Disney being right there. So it was hotel room rates were like $80 a night, which again, this is 2014 numbers, but $80 a night to go to WonderCon, and Disney was right there too. So that was the very much affordable con to do. San Diego, it's, oh, SDCC is coming up. Oh, $300 a night for a room. It's ridiculous. I hate the price gouging that so many of these places do. Ugh. What is that Goliath on the top shelf over your left shoulder? Yes, that is the Goliath coin bank. Unfortunately, he went a little bit yellow in storage. That's the problem with some of this plastic. But yeah, I got this Yeah, I think I was around 18 or 19. I don't think he has the batteries in now. No, no batteries, of course not. But yeah, he's slightly yellowed, unfortunately. It is the case. Trying to find one that hasn't yellowed is almost impossible. There's one on eBay, but they wanted stupid money for him, so I'm gonna stick with my yellow guy for now. It's just a shame that it happened while he was in storage. I do so much to make sure that that the sun doesn't hit them. Like everything you see behind me, because there's a window. And despite being in a basement, the light still hits over here. And so when I'm done recording, I actually put up a blanket so that none of these get hit by sun. I am taking care of these figures, because to try and replace any of them now is ridiculous. No. Disneyland. Thank you, Sean. Disneyland, Disney. Okay, World is Florida. I'll find a way to remember that somehow. Land is West Coast, World is East Coast. No, see, that's not going to help me either. I have to find just a little tweak of land, world, something. You know, the world will sink because it's in Florida. I don't know. I'll figure out something. Eventually, one day, or I'll just say Disney. To heck with it. Does it matter? Really? I don't. Guys, I'm losing my voice. I'm having so much fun talking to you guys. I love this. This is, love it. But yeah. Oh my goodness. I lost my train of thought. Guys. I ran across at least a dozen folks who are a fan of Gargoyles that didn't know about the comics. Yeah, see? I remember, it was at Fan Expo in Toronto, back when I lived in Ontario. And I believe I was wearing my Goliath t-shirt. And I ran into somebody. I can't remember if they were someone who was in the fandom and went, oh my goodness, a fan of Gargoyles. Or it was just somebody who went, oh my goodness, I remember Gargoyles. But this was back in a time when the comics... No, I think SLG had just finished its run. Yeah, SLG was done its run by this point, so it wasn't even like, hey, we can talk about comics. But they didn't know about the DVDs, I believe, so I at least I made sure to do that. Yes, it is the Eye of Ra. It's my little good luck charm. You'll see it pretty much in almost every video. I have a slight obsession with ancient Egypt mythology. One of these days, maybe I'll give you guys a glimpse, but yeah. My Eye of Odin. So, funny enough, I do actually have an Eye of Odin. It is made out of moldable plastic. It is not the prettiest thing, but I have cosplayed as Fox, and so I did make an Eye of Odin pendant. I would like something. I know somebody did make them. They're out of my price range. I don't know if they're currently making them. They did at least at one point. They did have a small Eye of Odin. Would like to get my hands on like an actual jewelry one, but I'm happy with the one that I made. Aw, well, Kojo, this is the first live stream, so welcome. The first live stream, and yeah, welcome. Oh, I didn't even see. That's the thing is, the talking banks are probably really, really common for a lot of things. That's the only one I know of. Oh my god, I need to see if they have an Optimus Prime one. Oh, guys, you sent me down another research rabbit hole. Why are you doing this to me? Oh. Aw, thanks, Conver. I'm nervous as heck. I hope it's not coming off too, like, first, it's much easier to do pre-records because if I mess up, I can fix it 20 million times and yada, yada, yada. I'm not so much nervous about talking to you guys. It's just, oh my god, I can't edit. I have to talk on the fly. I have to stay interesting. So I'm glad that I'm doing well. Fox cosplay, we need proof. I'm wondering where I have a picture posted. I can't, hold on. I think I have one that I can find quickly. Let's see. I don't have a full shot of my Fox cosplay, which I'm kind of mad at myself about. Because again, lived in the middle of nowhere. I did a lot of stuff on my own because other friends were boring and had jobs. And so I just go do cons and stuff on my own. And so yeah, when it came to getting pictures of stuff, not so much, but oh ho ho ho! I found a picture. Okay, you guys ready for this? You guys ready for this? I hope it shows up well. Yeah. That's trying to get the glare off. My Fox cosplay. And see my Eye of Odin, I love that thing. But yeah, so there. Proof. Are... Hi Johnny, happy Saturday. Are you serious? Is there actually an Optimus Prime talking bank? No, I don't need this in my life. I need this in my life, but I don't need this in my life. No. I also did do an Elisa cosplay, but I literally have no pictures of that one. But also because I didn't have a wig at the time, and granted, dark hair, not so much of a big deal, but yeah. I do have everything for an Elisa cosplay. I just don't have pictures of that one. Have you seen the Robos? Yes! Guys, believe me, that moldable plastic, it is so much fun. It is difficult to work with. I loved it. I don't recommend trying to paint it. That was a pain in the butt. But yeah. I try and find cosplays where I can do as little as possible. As much as I love the full gear stuff and everything, I love that stuff, but I just don't have the patience, nor the space, nor the time due to the cats crawling on everything. But yes, the Robos and Optimus Prime. There's the Optimus Prime, there is the Megatron, there is the Grimlock, and there is the Bumblebee. I have seen them in person. They are amazing. I want them all. I have nowhere to put them. It's another thing of, obviously I would love to have it. That's not quite my childhood. A little slight brag, I know all the voice actors for those characters. But they are amazing products. Roboson did a great job on them. But because I have nowhere to display them, I don't want them. Just for that, just because like I want to enjoy the things I collect. It's that sort of thing. I want to be able to put them up and bask in their glory type thing. And so maybe one day, if I win the lottery and get a mansion, then maybe. Where am I in the? I've lost my space in the comments. I wanted to go to either Disney when I was younger. Now my wallet tells me no. Yeah. See, it's one thing to ask when you're a kid because it's not your money. It's just like, Mom, Dad, I want to go here. And they will or they won't, you know, whatever. And then you become an adult and be like, oh yeah, this is why we didn't go. And now it's like, oh, I still want to go. And no. Wallet says no. Bank says no. Credit card says no. The joys and pitfalls of adult money, right? I hope one day, excuse me, that, because I wanted to do this at Convergence last year, but because my timing sucks, really. So when I did Convergence last year, and because I did also TFCon last year, they were literally a week apart. So what I did was I went to Convergence. No, funny enough, first I flew into Toronto for a layover, did Convergence, flew back to Toronto, did TFCon, and then, you know, stayed with family for family gatherings, all that stuff. But I was at Convergence and I'm like, I really want to do my Fox cosplay. It's one of the easier ones to do. It's technically the smallest one that I can get away with. And given that there were so many Gargoyles fans at this con, I could have gotten away with not bringing it. But for me, it was like, this is part of the costume. I need to bring it. And so I have a Nerf weapon. I don't know if I'm allowed to say the G word because YouTube stuff, but I, you know, and I spray painted it black and everything, so it looks like one of Fox's, especially in the Gathering, yes, the Gathering part 2, when Fox is fighting Oberon to keep Alex. So essentially I've done that outfit, the red shirt, the dark pants, whatever, and the weapon. I'm like, I can get away, like, I can't pack a Nerf thing that's, yeah, about that big into my suitcase. And that's really, like, I kind of kick myself for not doing my Fox cosplay at Convergence, and I haven't dug it out. I haven't done that cosplay in quite a few years. I actually did do, I have 2 versions of Fox. I have Fox in her regular clothes, and I have Fox before, like, as she's doing in her process of turning into a werefox. I do want to upgrade that one, so I have like fox or werewolf gloves and stuff, but right now it's just Fox in a trench coat. But I did her regular one at a Calgary convention 3 years ago, give or take. I haven't done it in a while. I haven't cosplayed in a while. I really miss it. Hopefully there's another convention I can do it, because unfortunately it's Transformers conventions that I usually go to now, and dressing up as Fox is a little not the right place to do it. My sister makes costumes for herself, and I'm just like, that's too much work for me. I remember back in 2018, 19, I was trying to put together a gender bend Lucifer cosplay, because I love that show, and I just love his look with the angel wings. And I was in the process of making the wings. I was tracing them out and everything, and somewhere they're still rolled up, uncut, probably in the garage or something, but I never got around to doing it. I had a friend who she's an engineer, and she was willing to help me make wings that moved and everything, and then just things went to... So it just never happened. But at least I have all the feathers traced out, so I can still do it if I so decide. Like, I even bought a ring to look like Lucifer's, so like I was going all out on, and I have Lucifer's coin. I'm old and can remember when we Canucks could travel to the States without a pass. Okay, I'm not that old. Oh, thank you, Johnny. Oh, they were supposed... See, thank you. Now I know that there's something wrong with my live stream. There's supposed to be a little thing that, you know, popped up when you did. So yay, now I know I have to fix that. But thank you, Johnny. That's very sweet of you. Unfortunately, Truck, yeah, I'm not that old. First time I went to the States, I'm pretty sure passports were needed at that. Wait, maybe they weren't. When did that start becoming a thing? I don't like... the first time I went to the States was with family, so it's not like I had control of important documents. The very first time I traveled was to Argentina. Again, the adults handled the important documents, and passport was kind of needed to go to Argentina, so... Oh, I'm very sad that my little indicator did not work, because I want... the thing, see, this is the fun part of doing a live stream. You figure out what is broken and what isn't. That's a later time. I will. Oh yes, thank you again, Johnny. I appreciate it. Oh, I don't. Okay, it's wow. It's already, well, for me it's 7:44, 7:45. I don't know. So let's say we do this for like another 15 minutes, and we'll call it a night. I think a good 2 hours for the first live stream, I think, is good. So after 9/11, okay, yeah, definitely that one, that makes sense. but I'm trying to remember. I think it may have just been a thing because I know I traveled to the States before that. But I think we just used our passports because it was just easier. Like, here's official documents type thing. I don't remember. Again, the first time to the States, I was really young, so. And I would have actually had, the first time to my States, I would have already had a passport because I went to Argentina when I was even younger. So, yeah. I think for, at least for me, it's just we always used a passport to go into the States. Another 50, okay, yeah. So let's do this. Come on. Bring in the questions, another 15 minutes. We'll call it a night. Let's go crazy with the questions and everything like that. Let's go crazy. Let's have fun. Oh, need another drink. It's funny, I'm recording in the basement. I'm dying of heat right now. Yeah, see, it was easier with one going in either direction. That's it. When it comes to documents, it's always kind of easier. Funny enough, speaking of official documentation, so obviously I went to Ontario, and granted, we don't need a passport to travel within the country, but you still need a piece of ID, obviously. And of course, I just use my driver's license. It's the easiest one. And I go to, check in, get my boarding pass and everything. And the travel agent is like, do you have another piece of ID? I'm like, well, yeah, I have a pew license. Why? Like, and she goes to another agent. I'm like, what the heck is going on? What is wrong with my driver's license? And she's like, you have another piece of ID? It's like, yeah, right here. She's like, okay, well, you can use your driver's license now. That's fine. But when you come back, you can't use it. I'm like, what is wrong? And she showed me, oh, my driver's license expires while I'm in Ontario because my lovely provincial government, because I always used to get the notices in Ontario, apparently sending a notice in Alberta of, hey, your driver's license is about to expire isn't a thing. And I don't pay attention to the expiry dates on pretty much anything because I'm also still used to having a healthcare that just, here's your number. There is no expiry date. There's no picture. But yeah, so yeah, I got to find out at the airport. Yeah, my driver's license is. So at least while I was in Ontario, I ordered a new one. I didn't need a new picture or anything, but that was fun. Again, luckily I had my pew license with me. And at least it's a federal ID, and that still has a couple years on it. Next live stream. You know what? I'm actually thinking of making these a weekly thing. I don't know if they're going to. I'm torn between just doing weekly live streams or if maybe possibly doing still my Friday videos and then a live stream the next day. I'm unsure, but I think I want to at least do weekly live streams because these are fun. I like talking to you guys. It's very fun. Have you considered doing? Okay, truck. Yeah, actually I have. Now granted, I looked at Demona, and I have seen some awesome Demona cosplays. I am leaning away from doing her gargoyle form and rather doing her human form. I already do have a tiara that I'm trying to make out of moldable plastic. Granted, I started making that thing back in like 2018, 2019. I did put it away for a very long time. So I'm leaning more towards human Demona rather than gargoyle Demona. But yes, I have, for a while now, I've been planning to make a Demona cosplay. It's just trying to figure out certain things because she's kind of naked. A little bit naked. And I need to do a little bit of working out so I do her justice. Tables. Oh, that would be fun. Gargoyles flavored TTRPG. I think that would be fun. I'm not huge into card games anymore. I used to be huge into Pokemon as a kid. So yeah, for me, it's I haven't played it yet. I have the games. And I have another one up top. I have the games. I will collect Gargoyles games. I'm all for this. I have the video game there. I do have somewhere the actual cartridge for the Sega game. Give me games. Also, give me people to play with. I live where there's no people I know. Handful. Most of my friends are still out in Ontario. It sucks. Yeah, if I am not against doing weekly live streams. These are a blast. I'm just torn between still doing my pre-recorded videos or giving those up entirely. That's where I'm back and forth. I won't make that decision anytime soon. For now, the Friday videos will still come. But yeah. Thank you, Converse. No, skinny is, I understand, a shape. I am just naturally on the thinner side. I've never really had to work out, but I know Demona doesn't have a six-pack. I'm just trying to make it. There are some fantastic Demona Gargoyle cosplayers. And I know there's one. I wish I could remember her name. But she did one, and Marina standing next to her going, aw. You know, that one. I'm pretty sure that picture is everywhere on the internet. But yeah, that cosplayer, I love what she did. And that's the thing, is like, I see that, and I'm like, I cannot compete with that. I cannot even come close to that. There's another chick who did a Gargoyle Demona, and she's like in a castle-esque area, like where she's sitting in the arched window and everything. Beautiful. I can't come close to that, so I'll just cheat and do human Demona. It's fine. I'll be lazy. Made yourself blue. See, that's the thing. To do Demona, it's going to be a mixture of paint and a bodysuit. Because that would be the easiest way to go. Also, probably the most comfortable, because there are certain areas you just don't want to get paint. That's for everybody. But then you have to try and match the blues and everything. I'm pale like Demona. It works. And I already have green contacts for her human form because Fox's eyes are green, so I've already got that. I have the wig. I have the wig for Demona. I just have to style it. I'm halfway there. Honestly, Lord Akira, I don't play online games. Mostly, and this is due to where I grew up, because again, I grew up in the boonies, so online games weren't an option for me, so I never got into them. It's give me my console, give me the disc, and boom. You know, that's I just play consoles, no online games for me. And plus, the other thing is, due to like when my schedules be like work, school, chores, whatever else, it's like, oh, now you have to try and find time to, you know, with 3 or 4 other people to try and make this work so that you can all play together, or you got to play with strangers. I just never got into that, so I play by myself. That's it. I'm boring in that sense, but at least that way I also don't have to. I can just play at my own pace. And that, now I just remember I haven't picked up Valhalla in like a year. I'm way behind on my video game play. It is what it is, right? Ah, well. Ooh. Yeah, we'd really like to know why that tip thing didn't pop up. I'm really sad. Got to play in the background now of all this stuff. Unless I don't know, my alert is right there. It just did not show up. Then do it, Sean. Come on. Although you have the, you know, the fun part of, you know, Beak and all. I don't envy you. This is why, again, I choose characters that are just like, oh, I just have to put on some makeup or something and then just I wish we could go back to a simpler time in gaming. Yeah, okay, Sean, I'm blaming you. Yeah, you know what? I do miss the simple games, and this is why I have a Raspberry Pi with pretty much every game made. I suck at them now. I was much better as a kid. But yeah, I do miss just, yeah. I used to have so many, like Nintendo was one of my favorites because those games were a bitch to play. And yeah. I bought one of the emulator boxes off Amazon that has all the retro games you can think of. Total nostalgia. Yeah. See? That's like, I still have my Nintendo system, my Super Nintendo, N64. I still have them. So if there's a game that I still have the cartridge or the disc for, I will go, play with that. Granted, I really miss my old setup in my old room back in Ontario because I had, TV stand and shelves and everything was just laid out nicely. I don't have that setup anymore. So it's, bye, Matt. Thank you so much for stopping by. Hopefully I'll see you next week. Couch co-op. Yes. Online, no. Couch co-op. I will destroy all of you. Literally when it comes to, I am blanking on so many names tonight. It's that Fight 'em Out Nintendo. Is it Nintendo? Something Melee. Oh my god, I am such a bad fan. But it's that game where it's characters from every game you could think of. That one. I'm not allowed to play the Pokemon trainer anymore because I kind of destroy everybody with that one. Not my fault. No, Douglas, I haven't read #1 yet. I haven't even picked it up yet. I'm hoping tomorrow I can try. Otherwise, I have to wait until Tuesday because unfortunately here in Canada, I don't know about the States, but Monday is a holiday, so everything is kind of shut down. And so yeah, if I don't pick it up tomorrow, I have to at least wait until Tuesday. Not a big deal, but it's one of those things of something stopping me from going to pick it up. That's Smash Brothers. Thank you, Simon. Smash Bros. Yes, Smash Bros. Yeah, I'm not allowed to play the Pokemon trainer. I even some of the yeah, when it comes to co-op games, a lot of the times I'm not allowed to play certain characters, or yeah, it's just I think the next holiday here is next month. I know we have one, yeah, we have Labor Day next month, but yeah, we have a random one on Monday. Here in Alberta, I think it's Heritage Day. In Ontario, it's called something else. Although I live in the stupid province, they keep changing the name. Is what it is. I lost my train of thought again. Oh right, the Nintendo racing game, and oh my god, Simon, save me. Yeah, that one. Any plans for the month of August? This. Most of my time, it's dedicated to recording, editing, putting up those Friday videos. That's the one reason why I kind of want to lean away from the Friday videos and kind of stick to live streams is I get more time back because some of these videos take me hours to edit. I know they look pretty, it's a lot of simple editing. It's why there's not a heck of a lot going on, but the pictures, the whatever I throw in takes so much time. And then making sure everything is lined up correctly, whatever, it takes so much time. And trying to edit or trying to record with 2 cats, good luck. I literally have to wait until they're asleep, otherwise nothing gets done. Mario Kart, thank you. Mario Kart, yes. Not allowed to play as Yoshi on that one. But yeah, nothing specific in August. There's not even a heck of a lot going on. I'm in Calgary, there's not a lot going on. Mario, no, that's Monopoly. Monopoly was made to break up friendships and families. Although, speaking of Monopoly, I want to play the other version. Because I know we got the version where you're trying to take everyone's money, but there's that other version that apparently was made. There's 2 versions. I want to play that other one. That one's going to be interesting. And with that, it is, well, 8 o'clock for me. It is 10 p.m. for my Eastern people. So, Mario Party, yes. Mario Party, I'm not allowed to play either. Not because I'm mean to people, but because I tend to beat them so often. Anyway, yes, so that is it. Those are the 2 hours. I had a blast with you guys. Yeah, I don't see why this won't be now a weekly thing. So, as I hope to see you all again next week. This was so much fun. Thank you guys, were a blast. Thanks for coming up with like so many questions and comments and everything. You made this so much easier on me. And as I always cut out all my videos, be kind to yourselves, be kind to one another, and be the good that you want to see in the world. And I will see you all next week. So until then, have a good night, and probably some cat appearances eventually. Right now, they're both asleep. I timed it well. So, yeah, until next week, bye.